So last year, one of the best pieces of gaming tech that was released was the Steam Deck. I have a Steam Deck and I absolutely love it. It really is as good as it's advertised. It kind of has revolutionized gaming in a way where you're able to play these high-end AAA games in the palms of your hand. Now, it's not a perfect device. There are some big issues with it. The biggest one of all, I would say, is the battery life, because if you're playing games natively downloaded onto the device, you're getting maybe like 2.5 hours of battery, which for a lot of people just really is insignificant. You pretty much have to have that thing plugged in while you're playing if you want to go on a long gaming session without getting frustrated. But there's so many things you can do with it. Like you can install Windows on it, which I have done, which makes it essentially my portable Xbox Game Pass machine. I still have SteamOS on it as well, but I have the option of both. It's great with Xbox Cloud Gaming, so it's a very versatile device, but it was the main one that came out, which I think brought mainstream handheld high-end AAA games to everybody. There were devices before. There are also other devices that rivaled the Steam Deck that you can go out and buy, but the Steam Deck is what really got people talking about it and wanting these devices. And now we have another one here that has officially been announced. And I think this is going to be something a lot of people are going to look at as an alternative to the Steam Deck, but it's going to really depend on the pricing. Now, we don't have too much information on it, but it is called the Asus ROG Ally handheld. And here is what we know. They say here, according to Asus, the Windows 11 powered ROG Ally has a customized Ryzen APU from AMD inside of it, like the Aerith SoC inside Valve's Steam Deck. And Asus claims it is the fastest one from AMD yet. So they're already saying it's more powerful, it's faster than what is currently available within the Steam Deck. And one of the other big differences here is going to be the display. The ROG Ally has a 7-inch display, 16:9 ratio, Steam Deck 7-inch, 16:10. But it is 1080p at 500 nits versus the 1280x800 resolution on the Steam Deck at 400 nits. And it is 120 hertz versus 60 hertz on the Steam Deck. Now, you may ask yourself, well, why do they need 120 hertz? I'm guessing it's going to be great for first-person shooters and stuff when you're able to get the higher frame rates, because there's a lot of stuff on there you do play on the Steam Deck that you have trouble getting to 60 frames per second. You're generally, the sweet spot on the Steam Deck that I have found has been about 40, 45 FPS, and generally not 60 frames per second. It is hard to get a lot of these bigger, more newer games getting up to 60 FPS, but 120 hertz is going to be available on this ROG Ally. Now, there was this video here from Dave2D who gave a little bit more information, nothing too crazy, but we do know now that it is smaller than the Steam Deck, and seemingly he's saying here that it is quieter. He says he also said the prototype was much quieter than the sometimes noisy Steam Deck, measuring it at about 20 decibels compared to the Deck's 37 decibels on load, with a dual fan system that sucks in air from the back and vents it out at the top. He also noted that the SSD and joysticks appear to be easily replaceable. So that is something that's always great, is when you get these devices. I mean, they're essentially just PCs, and you can upgrade it. You can change them. You could put different joysticks, put different SSDs, which you can do as well on the Steam Deck. But it's good to know that they have followed along those lines. So, and again, like I said, it is smaller, thinner, seemingly, and I guess weighs slightly less than the Steam Deck itself. Specifically, it says here, a hands-on video by Dave2D confirms global launch plans from Asus, as well as a few more specs, like it's smaller, lighter, and flatter than Valve's gaming machine. So those are some of the bigger differences. Now, we don't have any more information, but the biggest thing that's going to sell the ROG Ally, I think, is going to be the price point. I have a feeling it's going to be more expensive than the Steam Deck, which I guess it should be if it's more powerful, has a better screen, and just overall is a better machine than the Steam Deck itself. But if it's hitting around the $1,000 point, I don't know how big of a sell this will be. It's cool to see this happening, and I think this is also calling into question, are other big manufacturers out there going to be doing this? And are other big gaming companies going to be doing this? We know the Nintendo Switch, they're getting ready at some point, I would say in the next year or so, to announce the Nintendo Switch 2. What is that going to mean? Are they going to be making sure that the power of the Nintendo Switch 2 is still at an affordable cost, which I'm assuming they would. It's going to be less powerful than everything else out there, I'm guessing, so that they could put it at a $399 price point or something. And then what about Xbox? What is Xbox thinking when they see the popularity of these? Would they ever change their thinking on releasing their own handheld? Because out of all the companies out there, Xbox will probably be in the best position based off of their catalog of games. I mean, Windows, all of that stuff within Microsoft, to release a PC handheld and just have it as that Game Pass machine for everybody to go ahead and download and play all their games natively. I think that would be really cool, because although I love the Steam Deck and the Steam OS and playing games on PC, playing games on Steam, I do enjoy that ecosystem. I love that I can just get my PC Game Pass subscription on there and download them and play them via Windows 11 on the device itself. But it's a pretty cool thing. I want to see more about this thing. I want to see the price. I want to see the exact specs and everything and compare it directly to the Steam Deck. And we'll see how this thing pans out in terms of it's being a real competitor to the Steam Deck itself. But let me know what you think about this, guys. Do you have a Steam Deck? Would you be interested in the ROG Ally? Do you want to see Xbox make a dedicated handheld gaming device? If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.